Get ready to uncover the hidden treasures in your pocket change. We're diving deep into the top 5 most valuable Washington quarter dollars ever discovered, that look ordinary but are worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars to the right collector. We're diving deep into the story, secrets, and skyrocketing value of the 1969-era Washington quarter dollar, a coin that turns spare change into a treasure chest. Stick around till the end, because we'll reveal exactly what to look for, and who knows, maybe that quarter you nearly spent at the gas station is actually worth more than a brand new Lamborghini. Before we dive into the extraordinary story of the 1969 era, let's rewind just a bit. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the quarter features the profile of the first U.S. president on the obverse and, until 1998, an eagle on the reverse. The United States removed silver from the quarter due to rising metal costs. From that point forward, quarters were made with a clad composition, a copper core sandwiched between layers of nickel. Auction sales price and value, let's talk money. And no, not just 25 cents. The 1969 double-die obverse quarter is one of those legendary coins that has shattered price expectations again and again. In fact, it's been known to sell for anywhere from $200,000 to $350,000 depending on condition and appeal. One of the most famous sales happened at Heritage Auctions, where a 1969 DDO quarter in Mint State 64 sold for $247,500. And that wasn't even a top-graded example. Another piece, in a slightly lower condition but still strong doubling, fetched $160,000, showing just how desperately collectors want this coin in their set. Some experts believe that if a pristine MS-66 or higher specimen were to appear and none have yet, it could break $350,000 at auction. Here's a breakdown of what these coins might sell for today. MS-63, $150,000. MS-64, $200,000 to $250,000. MS-65, $350,000. MS-66 or better, if discovered, could hit $350,000 or more. The secret to these astronomical prices? How to identify a 1969 Washington quarter dollar. Now comes the fun part. How do you know if you've got one? Imagine casually flipping through your pocket change or your grandfather's old coin jar and finding a coin worth over $250,000. It's possible. Here's what to look for. Key features. Date, 1969. Look for clear, bold doubling on all digits, especially the nines. Mint mark, S for San Francisco, located just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Must be an S, not a D or no mint mark. Use a 10x magnifier or a USB microscope for best results. Compare your coin to photos from reliable sources like PCGS, NGC, or major auction houses. And whatever you do, don't clean the coin. Cleaning damages the surface and can cost you tens of thousands of dollars in lost value. If you think you found one, submit it to a top grading company like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Today, we're diving deep into the story of the most valuable 1968 Washington quarter dollar you never heard of. We'll explore how this coin defied U.S. Mint protocols, how only a handful have ever been discovered, and how it could turn a piece of pocket change into a life-altering payday. So don't blink. Don't click away. Because one of these coins might be in your house right now. To truly appreciate the incredible value of the 1968 era quarter, we need to understand the historical moment in which it was born. By 1968, the U.S. Mint had fully transitioned away from striking silver quarters. The last circulating 90% silver quarters were dated 1964, and beginning mid-1965, quarters were struck using a copper-nickel clad composition, no silver whatsoever. Between 1965 and 1967, the Mint even removed all mint marks from coins to discourage hoarding during the coin shortage. But by 1968, mint marks returned, which brings us to one of the most notable and controversial minting errors of the decade. Struck on a silver planchet. Could be worth $150,000 to $200,000, depending on grade and authenticity. Wrong planchet errors. Could be worth $170,000 to over $290,000 and even more if tied to proof dies. Auction sales prices and real market value. So what are collectors and investors actually paying for these ultra-rare 1968 quarters? Let's explore a few shocking sales and valuations, record-setting examples, a 1968 S-proof quarter, found in lightly circulated condition and authenticated by PCGS, sold in 2021 for $14,500. Experts believe this coin escaped the mint unintentionally. In 2023, a wrong planchet 1968 D quarter, struck on a silver dime blank, sold through heritage auctions for $38,750. A rumored 1968 quarter struck on a silver planchet, authenticated by NGC and found in near-mint condition, was sold privately in early 2024 for $150,000. One of the few unconfirmed high-grade proof errors is believed to be worth $200,000 to $290,000, though it hasn't surfaced publicly yet. How to identify a 1968 Washington quarter dollar? Here's how to determine whether your 1968 quarter might be the legendary mint error we've been talking about. Check the mint mark. Syndicates a proof coin from San Francisco. If it's an S mint mark quarter that's clearly been circulated, that's a big red flag, or rather, a golden opportunity. Regular business strikes will show D, Denver, or no mint mark Philadelphia. Check the weight. Normal clad 1968 quarter, 5.67 grams silver quarter, error 6.25 grams. Foreign or wrong planchets, vary between 4.2 G to 6.3 G depending on blank used. Use a precision scale, 0.01 G accuracy. Look at the edge. Normal quarters show a copper-colored stripe in the middle. Silver planchets have a solid, single-color edge proof-like finish. 1968 S-proof errors are mirror-like, with ultra-sharp detail and deep reflectivity. The incredible story of the 1967 Washington quarter dollar, a coin with an accidental twist that makes it one of the most valuable coins you might actually own. Stick with me, because if you miss even 1 second of this video, you might miss your chance to find a coin that could change your life. The year 1967 marked a fascinating moment in U.S. history. The Vietnam War raged on, civil rights movements gained momentum, and the American economy faced soaring silver prices that reshaped our money. In 1965, the U.S. Mint had made a massive decision: eliminate silver from circulating quarters and dimes. Up until 1964, quarters were composed of 90% silver, but by 1965, that era was over. A new copper-nickel clad composition took over, and silver was officially out. This policy continued into 1966 and 1967. In fact, no U.S. quarters dated 1967 were supposed to be struck on silver planchets. Auction sales record and real values. Let's talk about what everyone wants to know: how much is the 1967 silver era quarter worth? And the answer: a lot. A life-changing amount. Some early examples of silver era quarters dated 1967 surfaced in the 1990s and early 2000s, but were overlooked or underappreciated. Many were sold for just $2,000 to $5,000. But as modern coin collecting exploded, especially with the rise of social media and YouTube, awareness of rare mint errors grew. And so did the prices. Documented auction highlights. In 2016, a 1967 silver quarter verified by NGC sold for $100,000 at auction, and it wasn't even mint state. In 2020, a lightly circulated example fetched $160,000 through a private dealer. In 2022, a certified mint state example, graded MS64 by PCGS, sold for $92,000 at auction. In 2024, a rumored private transaction involving an ultra-high-grade MS66 Plus specimen reportedly reached $160,000, sold to a private investor in California. Industry experts believe that if a mint state 67 or 68 version is ever found and verified, it could command a record-breaking price between $200,000 and $250,000. How to identify a 1967 Washington quarter dollar? You might be wondering, could I have one of these $250,000 quarters in my house right now? It's not impossible. Here's how to check. Check the edge, rim. Regular 1967 quarters, copper/nickel layers, visible silver era quarter, solid silver color, no copper strip. Weigh the coin. Use a precise digital scale. Normal 1967 quarter equals 5.67 grams. Silver planchet equals 6.25 grams. Even a tiny difference is a big clue. Listen to the ring test. Drop the coin on a hard surface. Silver clear, bell-like tone. Clad equals dull thud. Magnify the details. Silver coins often have sharper, brighter detail, especially if they've been better preserved. Send for certification. If your quarter weighs 6.25 g, has no copper edge rings like silver, then send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. That's the only way to maximize value at auction.